6 movies where the hero and villain never meet. Whenever you watch an action movie, it all seems to build up to a very specific point. The entire story is built around getting the villain and the hero in the same place at the same time, to do the ultimate standoff where 9 times out of 10, the hero wins without any real issues. Some movies decide to do things completely different though. While it is ridiculously hard and sounds almost impossible to have your hero and villain never meet in a movie, some movies have actually done so with great success. Granted, most of them don't, which is why this almost never gets done. But let's take a look at some movies where the villain and hero never meeting each other doesn't diminish the overall experience or story. Number 6. Braveheart. While William Wallace smacks his way through a lot of English soldiers trying to get to King Edward, Longshanks, the two actually never meet. The final battle almost gives you the impression that that big moment is going to happen, as King Edward is giving orders to the troops on the field, but before William can actually get to him, he gets betrayed and brutally murdered as an example and warning to others trying to sympathize with his cause. Number 5. The Truman Show. While this isn't an action movie at all, it does have a clear villain and hero. It's not your typical trope, but the movie does evolve to the point where Jim Carrey's Truman Burbank becomes more and more aware of his situation, which sets up his growth as a hero with a clear goal in mind. Leave the TV show that his entire life has become because of the villain, Ed Harris's Christoph. The two interact briefly, though never actually meet, and this just adds to the idea that Christoph acts like some sort of god hanging over Truman's life. Number 4. The Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings has many heroes and villains acting together and separately from each other. But the main conflict is about Frodo trying to destroy the One Ring and Sauron trying to capture Frodo to regain the ring's power. Frodo runs into a lot of Sauron's handymen but never actually runs into Sauron himself. The main reason for his, of course, being that Sauron in the present time isn't more than just an eye. But even then, Frodo manages to evade the eye's gaze for most of his quest to Mount Doom, even when right under Sauron's nose. Number 3. Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope. A New Hope was the one Star Wars movie that did what every other movie seemed to struggle with massively, which is slow and proper pacing. A New Hope introduces us to Luke as he goes on an epic adventure to find out who he is and take down the Empire along the way, while also introducing us to the murderous Lord Vader, who seems hellbent on making sure the Jedi don't return. And despite the heroes and villains of the story pretty much constantly running into each other after A New Hope, the only main characters that actually interact with Vader as a main villain are Ben Kenobi and Leia. Luke and Vader just got a glimpse of each other but never actually meet. Number 2. The Fifth Element. Gary Oldman's Zorg was almost as memorable in this movie as Bruce Willis' Corbin Dallas, but despite both characters being at odds for the entire length of the movie, they never physically meet. The one moment where they got close was when Corbin exited an elevator right as Zorg entered it, but calling that a meeting between villain and hero would be quite a stretch. Number 1. Star Trek: Wrath of Khan. Despite Star Trek movies being on spaceships, which makes meeting a bit hard, Star Trek lore has made it abundantly clear that while teleporting into someone else's starship is hard, it's not impossible. The main characters only talking via holoscreens and never physically interacting at all makes the movie a lot better, and it adds to the tension quite a bit.